Our Honda starting goaltenders. Tuukka Rask, 27th, 200th NHL game, an Olympian for Finland, the main man in goal for the Bruins. Jimmy Howard, 30 years of age, 288th NHL game, an Olympian for Team USA, the main man in goal for the Red Wings. Nearly 2 decades ago, there was a Russian 5 in Detroit with Johan Franzen and Jonathan Ericsson, Niklas Kronwall, Gustav Nyquist, and Henrik Zetterberg. A Swedish 5 starts for Detroit. Riley Smith, Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand. The top line for the Bruins to begin this game, and we get a hand pass that stops play. Zdeno Chara back on defense at the start of this with Dougie Hamilton. Johan Franzen is the leading point getter on this team. It was interesting seeing you chat with him this morning because he has been through so many of the great years here and contributed to them, particularly in the playoffs 5-6 years ago. But now he has to assess, just as Niklas Kronwall did for Pierre before the game, this Red Wings team as it goes forward.
Younger team, quicker team, as Niklas Kronwall told Pierre. And they got certainly has energized the so-called elder skatesman for the Detroit Red Wings, and that's the way the game is going now. You got to be able to get up and down the ice quick, make quick plays, and certainly starts in the back end for the Red Wings.
Off this face-off, it punched to the back, and Chara with a shot, ricocheted off Nyquist, played back in deep by Riley Smith. So it is Kronwall touching it on, reading it as Hamilton, and his shot blocked away. And it comes on back now to Chara. Chara rattled it behind, turning as Marchand, denied by the stick reach of Jimmy Howard. Nyquist wipes out and is able, while falling, to play it back. The Bruins, last time they played here, which was last Thursday, went the first 12 minutes of the game without recording a shot. Then Patrice Bergeron did, and it wound up going in. They lost the game to Detroit that night, but their coach, Claude Julien, said this morning he's not alarmed about the starts they've had at all. It's just the finish of scoring. Thrown by Seidenberg wide, taken and worked back along now for a little tip that ricocheted off of Thomas Tatar. The Kaiser tried to jam it on further, knifed on back where it can be played along and slung in front by Soderberg to the back, Seidenberg, and that one is kicked back out and can be taken ahead. Carrying this one on is Jurko for Tatar, and reaching out with the stick to deny the reach of Tatar was Rask. Dropped off now for the carry back on by Kelly, and Kelly's shot is answered by Howard. Seeing some fuel in the Jets here, aren't we, tonight? Thrown back in now by Abdelkader. It's only a minute 45, but it has been interesting to watch. Two-a-side battle, and it squirts free to be taken off. Thrown back along by Torrey Krug. From not far away from here. Not indebted necessarily for tickets. There have been a lot of trades made. Thrown back across, not of players, but of seats. Flipped on back, and they try to play it on further. Connaught, and reached on further and sent by Kyle Quincy across to Jakob Kindl, and the return. Quincy tucked it on back. Kindl escapes to center. Away from Seth Crippett. It is played back ahead now by Abdelkader and dished back in. Nestor Schill played it back out again, and he comes to the bench. So, Kronwall.
Hope these teams, Doc, coming off really, really tough losses. The Bruins on the last second, and then the last 25 seconds. The Red Wings losing to the Ducks.
Here is Simon Gagne, and that one turned aside by Howard. 800th game for him. Angled on off the back of the cage. First game in 18 months. And Paille there, onto the back now for Seidenberg, and a shot, and that blocked away. A little bit of a traffic jam there between Ericsson and Howard. And it's pulled free and tucked right back in again by Ryan Spooner off of Gagne, but taken by Paille, laid behind for Simon Gagne, and twisted right back again.
Good start for the Bruins.
Played to the back now for McQuaid, and that one pitched loose, and a race on for it, and a drive is turned aside by Rask. What an opportunity there for Anderson.
Shot blocks for Detroit.
It is tucked on back now to be handled by DeKeyser. Hunted down by Bergeron, so he has to drop it back off. Brendan Smith through center. Bronson moving on in. Bronson centered one in front. It's off the tip of the stick of Marchand and kicks on back to Chara. And out in front, Bergeron is able to close it off by throwing it away from Marchand and then lob back on a hopeful return that escapes as far as to Kaiser. Shoved around behind, but he got it on to Brendan Smith. Smith able to lay it on out to center, and it's brought back up by Zetterberg. Nyquist on the left, gives to the right Bronson, tried to return it, and it's canceled out artfully there by the big man Chara. Fire wagon change of players right now. It is Kronwall able to bring it back on. 4 1/4 gone in the opening period. Wednesday night rivalry from Detroit. Peeled back and sent across by Nestrashil. Back on for Abdelkader, the Michigan State product. The same for Torrey Krug. Different teams tonight. Hamilton ahead, pulled free and dropped back in by Louis Eriksson. Now then Kronwall led it across. Chased down, but he has to follow it up again. Led right back out, and on comes Darren Helm. Helm with some speed holds up now and looks over the traffic and blasted one that was deflected away by a couple. Pitched on by Krug, taken by Soderberg. Cannot clear out because of Quincy. Sent back to Quincy again. Shoots one, and it's blocked in front by a cluster of players, both Miller and Abdelkader. Floated on out again. It can be taken by Quincy off of Abdelkader. Spirited free by Kelly and slid on through for Krejci, who's in. He's in. He scores! David Krejci. And it's 1-0 Bruins.
Now turnover in the neutral zone. The Boston Bruins take advantage of it. David Krejci goes streaking through the Detroit Red Wings defense. There's a turnover. Kelly forced it. And watch, as you see Abdelkader, who's a forward, and Jakob Kindl, they just can't control off the turnover.
David Krejci comes off the bench. And that's one way you can get lost in traffic. Gets a perfect pass there from Chris Kelly. Little backhand, forehand, and someone we isolated on in the open. Gets the Bruins on the board.
Little over-aggressive play from Kyle Quincy there, Eddie. He's the partner with Jakob Kindl, and he came up to play the puck carrier in the neutral zone after the turnover. And that's why Abdelkader was backing him up. But there you get a little example of the speed of David Krejci.
Officials tending to something that was back near the Tuukka Rask net, as you see Krejci chatting there with the man who's playing in his second contest. Seth Griffith will be 22 in January. One of the young guns for Boston, had 20 last year for their American Hockey League farm team, the Providence Bruins.
Doc and Eddie, he was a great scorer with the London Knights. Just a tremendous scorer. His last 190 games at junior, he had 100 goals.
That had to bring a smile to the Hunter family who own that team.
Yes, sir.
Grizzled smile that it might be. Chased off is Riley Sheahan by Krejci. Trying to walk it to the front is Lucic. Krejci yet again. Lucic with only 1 shot in the first 3 games, then 3 playing with Krejci in Krejci's first contest. So that helps as Hamilton threw one that was blocked away by Jimmy Howard. Griffith to Hamilton to Chara, and a save made by Howard on the rebound. Still battling away was Lucic, but play is stopped.
Eddie, it's pretty apparent in Doc that the Boston Bruins want to get pucks back to the point and then jam the slot. That's Hamilton to Chara, and a couple different direction changes for Jimmy Howard to deal with.
I'm going to go back to that goal period. You talked about Kyle Quincy stepping up. Look where this puck goes. Goes right between the legs, right between the 5-hole of Kyle Quincy. Had no support there, and Krejci gets inside position on Jakob Kindl and makes a beautiful move there on the forehand.
From the tie-up, Spooner got it to the back. Seidenberg there, wristed one, and that one turned aside. Can be handled and outletted on as far as center by Anderson.
Oh, the Bruins defense is really active. We saw that a week ago tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers. Really getting engaged offensively, getting a lot of good looks. And that's like the second or third time Dennis Seidenberg's tried to use those boards to get the puck back to the front of the net.
Good eye, Eddie. That's exactly right. I'm on that shooting line.
Luke Glendening played one, but Kronwall had just arrived, so back to center they must go. Drew Miller able to step by one and tuck a pass on to Glendening. Glendening turning and a backhander ricocheted off of Rask. A diving punch of the puck by Drew Miller goes back down, and a big awe goes up from the crowd here.
Yeah, Glendening trying to get his second goal of the season. Similar area of the ice as he scored the other night against the Anaheim Ducks on the backhand. Good opportunity there. A heck of a play by Drew Miller to have good patience through the middle of the ice to get the puck to Glendening.
Nyquist did not come up with that one, and on comes Marchand now. Marchand tries a crossover move and is able to fidget one in on goal. A remarkable play and a save by Howard there. Nyquist had it back-checked artfully away by Marchand. Played back on by Chara. Escaping with it now is Bergeron. He's got Marchand near the front, and it's sent off of Jimmy Howard and wide. Sent around for Bergeron yet again. Denied by Quincy, but he poked it on through to Marchand, whose pass was cut by Nyquist. Gus Nyquist, with a goal in each of the 2 games for Detroit thus far, is able to bring this one back ahead with Franzen. Gives to him. Franzen, the shot over the glove hand of Rask and against the glass. The other way, it's brought by Lucic. Tried for Krejci, got Zetterberg instead. 7.5 played first period. The shots are 6 for the Bruins and 2 for the Red Wings. Kelly, the primary assist on Krejci's goal at 5:12. Along with this now comes Krug. Smoked out by Helm. Pass is cut. Nestrashil tried to play it on, but it kicked on back to center, and it's handed to Danny DeKeyser. On the turning stick of Helm. Shoved on through for Abdelkader. Flipped one for Nestrashil. Jabbed at one that ricocheted around behind off Krug. Centering pass and a nice back check there by Krejci. Tucked away from Griffith. Meanwhile, they battle further. Played back along again for a centering pass that goes right between the point men and down. Like Nestrashil was trying to reach Helm with that.
He was, and you know, he's a real good young player that the Detroit Red Wings drafted, had a real good career in the Quebec Major Junior League before turning pro.
Right back in, it's Rask, flinging it along, and Kelly gave it up there. Loose puck is poked along by Sheahan. Picked up and score! What a shot by Tatar, and it's tied.
Well, Thomas Tatar makes the whole play right there. He chips the puck in, and the Red Wings get in on a forecheck. Bad bounce off the boards, but follow up with support. And Tatar goes far side on Tuukka Rask.
Look at the red sweaters all in one area. Detroit worked hard on their forecheck game. One of the things they wanted to do is outman Boston at the point of attack. They did it. What a finish by Thomas Tatar.
It is interesting always to see what a goal scoring will do. Probably too early to assess the changes, but there is a strong shot that is handled by Howard, and the rebound tangled loose behind on Soderberg's try. Right back came the Bruins with a strong try from Soderberg, and this one ricocheted back down. Soderberg, the leading point getter, he's figured in all but one of the Bruins' 4 goals this year. Krejci from Kelly at 5:12. Tatar from Yurko and Sheahan at 8:40, tied at 1. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBC Sports/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime. Thomas Tatar, one of the many Red Wings, 9 of them, who won a Calder Cup just 2 years ago in the American Hockey League in Grand Rapids with the Griffins. Chara ahead for Marchand and back down. And icing is called. 18 Bruins, 21 Red Wings on the roster now, played in the American League at one time.
Thomas Tatar's coming out party was the 09 World Junior in Ottawa, where he was playing for Slovakia. He was off the charts great. And in the 09 draft, he was taken 60th overall. What a present for Kenny Holland and Mike Babcock at number 60 in his draft year.
Kurt Fraser was his first pro coach in Grand Rapids. This one jammed loose, comes out to center, where it's Zetterberg able to hand it on back and played across by Franzen. Franzen's pass is on the money for Kronwall. Kronwall shanked it back in, taken by Dougie Hamilton, pitched along for Chara, hoists it on out of harm's way. And we're getting a penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be on Kronwall for interference on Brad Marchand right in front of the Bruins bench.
And Eddie, he was mad because Chara slashed his stick and it went out of his hands, and that's what led to that. It was a gathering of two of the leaders of their respective teams. And Eddie's right, it happens right in front of the Bruins bench. They run into one another. And then a little slash, the stick goes down. Kronwall doesn't like it. He goes after Marchand, who draws the penalty. Remember, it was Kronwall against Anaheim that was hooked down by Ryan Getzlaf, which eventually led to the game-winning goal that Eddie was talking about earlier this week.
Power play is sponsored by Las Vegas. It is Rask, and the Bruins have to start back. 2 for 13 on the power play. The average in the league now is 19.5%. The Bruins are at 15.5%. Around this comes behind and is kicked along by Brendan Smith. Tries to play further, whacked at there behind by Lucic. Smith denied by Chara, played back along and out.
Nice play by Drew Miller on the backhand. Good battle below the goal line by DeKeyser and Smith.
Amazing to see Detroit. They're perfect on the penalty kill. Give Tony Granato some props coming over from Pittsburgh. He's done a nice job early on with the penalty kill.
Griffith pushed it behind. Chara there. Chara often goes to the front of the net on this power play. Let's see as Krug lets it go, and it's blocked away. Krug tries to follow up again. Run into soundly by Quincy to the back. Now Krejci had trouble finding it, but now does. Griffith across. Krug to Krejci. A battle in front between Quincy and Chara. Meanwhile, the puck went off Quincy's stick. Squibbed onto Lucic and across. Oh, and a shot was blocked by Abdelkader. They continue. It's Lucic back, and Kruger's shot. Save made by Howard. Rebound, and another save. And cleared.
Outstanding save there from Jimmy Howard.
Torrey Krug played the puck with a high stick, so when you're on the power play and you play with a high stick, the puck comes all the way back to your own zone. And now the Detroit Red Wing bench is furious because Chara came by and swatted at a couple guys. That got Mike Babcock's attention. Now there's Torrey Krug loading it up. Jimmy Howard has to fight through Zdeno Chara's big screen. That's like a lunar eclipse, not once but twice. And that's why the faceoff's down by Tuukka Rask. Torrey Krug played the puck with a high stick.
25 left on the power play for the Bruins. Bergeron fed one that came on back to Hamilton. On across now for Smith, and a shot is kicked away in front. Riley Smith up with it again.
Looking for Bergeron for that redirect.
Soderberg, Smith, Bergeron at the left circle. To the back, Hamilton, then on to Smith. Broken up by Drew Miller. Whacked on further, and it went up high and out of play, and the face-off will remain in the Detroit end of the ice.
You know, Eddie, we saw Tony Granato and Doc. We saw Tony Granato do a great job in Pittsburgh with the penalty kill, and you can see he's just building on it here in Detroit. Players are really attacking the puck. They know what lanes to be in. Good shot blocks. Doing a great job here.
Downers Grove, Illinois. Cubs or Sox?
Oh, he's a Sox fan. But the only blemish on his record.
Taken along by Quincy and scaled back out. Kronwall is out of the box. And the Red Wings this year, in their third game, are 8 out of 8 in penalty kill. Kindle plays it on to Quincy, who lobbed it onto center. Touched away from McQuaid by Gus Nyquist and rattled on by Seidenberg. Sent across now to Simon Gagne. Back up the wing for Paille. Stood up there and rocked a little bit to the corner by Kindle, but a chance now for Gagne. Laid to the back, and it is McQuaid playing it back along behind. Marchand battles for it there, and it is lifted along further where driving for it was Franzen, and he takes. Gee, Marchand and Zetterberg are having a bit of a uncharacteristic for one of them anyway. Here's Nyquist moving ahead, tried to sachet by Seidenberg, and no luck that time.
They've been going after Marchand. They're trying to just keep him off his game. They know how important he is.
Zetterberg delays, hands on to Franzen now. Franzen puts on the brakes to shake Gagne. Lifted one in front that's off Paille and played back ahead by Simon Gagne.
No room there. The Bruins had 5 in a picture. They're all within about 15 feet of Tuukka Rask. The points are open for the Red Wings if they want to use them, if they can sustain any offensive pressure below the goal line.
Pass ahead, ricocheted across, punched right back by Kevin Miller, taken back on by Sheahan. and back checked away by Krejci. Bruins centers don't have to be told much about playing defensive hockey, do they? Lifted along by Miller. That's the second terrific back check by Krejci in his own end, and of course Bergeron sort of wrote the book on that, at least the modern book. Played back ahead now for Eriksson to hand across. On the turning stick of Tatar. Up the wing for Yurko, but by him. So Miller will play. Second effort, he's able to push it along, hoping for Lucic. Stymied there by Brendan Smith. On back to Miller, touched across to Krug. He motors ahead, looks for Seth Griffith, scaled it off the short glass, and it's to Kaiser. Age-old chant just getting a start. Not too thorough just yet, but nice. The game's not up for grabs, and a nice outlet by the Bruins.
Yeah, nice play there from Hamilton.
On back now, Brendan Smith spins. Louis Eriksson goes after it. Smith kicks at it, so does Eriksson, and along Nestershil. Abdelkader saw it punched across, and Helm shook it back out. So it's Chara. Turned along again by Kindle, read by Eriksson, and back in.
Oh, almost too many men on the ice for the Red Wings again. A slow change.
Abdelkader brings it ahead now. Sized up by Chara. The two cancel, but Abdelkader galloped after it and kept it alive with some help from Eriksson. Meanwhile, it's outletted ahead. The Red Wings are in the midst of a change. It's walked on by Smith, and a snap save is made by the netminder Howard. 5:13 to go, first period. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. 9 saves by Howard. That's the 9th.
Luxury of having all this team speed. Does it allow you to become more creative as a coach?
Well, I mean, it's our asset. We don't look very quick tonight. We haven't won any faceoffs. We're 2 and I don't know 8 or 9, so we don't have the puck enough. It's hard to be fast when you don't have the puck when you're chasing it. But we have an ability to be relentless. We have to be that. I think they're hungrier right now than we are. We got to dig in. It's a man's game. There's no room. Face-off circle helps.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thank you.
And another Boston face-off win, and another Howard save, and another try, and another save made by Howard. Scrambling Bruck, yanking it on the backhand with Bergeron, and stopping it was Howard. Wow. Played along by Nyquist. The Wings have not had a shot on goal since Tatar's goal at the 8:40 mark. It is 16 and change right now. Tipped across for Marchand to lead back up the wing. Trying to finesse through, Riley Smith yanks it around behind for Marchand, who pivots. Tried to feed one in front, it kicked to the back. Chara stashed it back in. So this is Eriksson. Jabbed it away, Chara quickly across. And a delayed offside is whistled down.
Well, Mike Babcock told Pierre about face-offs. There's another one in the L column set. Face-off play, Hamilton to Smith. And another second chance opportunity right there off of Brad Marchand. Left pad save again by Jimmy Howard. Puck possession, create opportunities. Pucks and people to the net right now. It's all Boston, even though the score is 1-1.
And Eddie and Doc, when I was leaving the bench, Mike Babcock says to his players, can somebody here do something to get physical and get angry and mad? Because they're dominating that aspect of the game, talking about the Bruins.
Yurko pivoting with this one. The one guy that you saw mad but not physical was Babcock.
Boy, he was mad.
Yes. Played along by Yurko again. Sheahan with it. Stashed it behind. Tatar with it there. Looks to the front. Banged one that was sent away. And up high and out of play. Reaching was Krejci. 3:59 to go. First period of play. Krejci and Tatar the goals for their teams.
Welcome back to Detroit. Talk about the low coverage by the Boston Bruins. Look at what's open. Look at the area of the ice for Detroit Red Wings. Johan Franzen has his puck. Look at Niklas Kronwall. He wants the puck. There's not a lot of room in that middle of the ice. Talked about 5 in a picture. That's what coaches look at to see that tight defensive zone coverage below the top of the circle, almost below the face-off dots. So what area of the ice is open? The point men. And even Kronwall and a defenseman for the Red Wings might even be able to move in a little bit more. So instead of shooting from about 65 feet out, they can shoot it from about 40. More advantageous for them offensively. But they got to get the puck in the offensive zone.
Well, you've talked a lot about the vocal game. What Kronwall does there is probably yell for it. And I'm sure the bench yells for it.
Yeah, the communication aspect, or it's just that you know, that visual of, you know, he's trying to raise his stick there, get some eye contact with the puck carrier, and I don't know if Franzen didn't see him or not. But the points are open. They haven't been down there a lot because it's been territorial play has been in favor of the Bruins the majority of this first period.
Simon Gagne with a Stanley Cup to his collection. 597 points, and this one has swung wide. They're just hoping he can bring what he used to before the big concussion of December 11th. Drive by Krug is blocked away.
Nice job by Brendan Smith there getting in the lane against Torrey Krug. Tough play.
Back pass by Paille, sent high by Spooner, who was canceled out. Worked along by DeKeyser. Shuttled right back. DeKeyser closes off Paille. A lot of players in on the scrum, and they'll allow it to go, but now a penalty coming up.
Paille's going to get it for cuffing Glendening.
Well, it could easily have been a call on Glendening for the initial hit on Paille with his back to the middle of the ice.
Well, maybe, no, let's see. Paille's going, and Glendening's going to the bench, so power play for Detroit.
Yeah, it happened before that when Glendening comes in. Yeah, right there. There's that little shot that Paille did not like. And then Brendan Smith gets the hand involved, and that's what Paille's trying to explain to the official.
The more and more I watch Luke Glendening, Eddie, I don't know if you'd agree with this, there's a whole lot of John Madden in the way he plays. He plays with play, he plays with smarts, and he understands his role.
Yeah, he's got a certain edge to about him.
Here's Nyquist on the power play, handing back to Kronwall. 1 for 6 on the year are the Red Wings. Chara tucks it to Bergeron, and that's as good as out, and it is.
Beautiful play there from Chara. Under duress, knows where the outlets are, and Bergeron in a perfect spot in his own zone.
Kronwall brings it on. Peels out with Zetterberg and gives it to him. Handed over to Nyquist. Poked along near Helm, gotten by Nyquist, escapes, and guides it around to Franzen. Johan Franzen drifts in deep. Twist with it, has Nyquist back and gives to him. Franzen again to Nyquist. To the back for a shot. Ricocheted off a Bruin, off of a Red Wing, and it's clear. First Chara, then Helm. Now Howard sets up 1 minute left on the penalty kill for the Bruins and 1:50 to go in the first period. DeKeyser led it back, handed back on. Yurko can bring it off. It is Seidenberg near Yurko. 5-man scrum, they can't center. Nestrashil gave it to the back. Held there by DeKeyser. To Nestrashil again. Tucked it back to DeKeyser. Handed across for a little punch for Tatar from Yurko. Kicks across to Nestrashil. Then DeKeyser. They play some catch. Led back over to Tatar. Sheahan at the front of the net. Thrown to the front. Jabbed at there, but taken by Seidenberg and rifled back down. A quarter of a minute to go on the power play to Detroit. The shots are 13-4 in favor of the Bruins, but a 1-1 tie as that one ricocheted out of play near the Red Wings bench.
Talked about that real good play from Zdeno Chara and Patrice Bergeron. Talk about the trust factor here. Short-handed, pressure situation, and without even looking, just knowing where the support was going to be, where the open area of the ice was going to be, and seen that a lot between Chara and Bergeron over the years.
Sure have.
You really don't want to pass the puck through the middle of the ice when you're short-handed in your own zone.
The intercept by Paille, but the take by Eriksson, lobbed on a cross. Shoved off was Glendening. Hovering over him was Bergeron. It's eventually thrown back out where it can be taken on by Dougie Hamilton. The youngster to the 37-year-old veteran. Chara floated that one ahead, ricocheted on off of Marchand, dragged on by Anderson in the last 25. Near Krejci, but Helm there. The bouncer near Helm, swatted back in by Riley Smith. In the way Quincy, centering pass failed because of Eriksson. Guided it back on in the last 12. Rushing out is Helm. Sized up by Seidenberg. Helm with a shot that's snuffed out. And a nice cover there in front by the gliding Hamilton. Pitched on back and taking a glance at the clock and deciding that's it was Seidenberg, and that is it. The shot's at 13-3. The 4 went down to 3. It was corrected wisely, very much as the stock market has been lately. Liam, Mike, Keith, and NHL insider Bob McKenzie are coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report, where Bob and Mike will debate the role of fighting in the National Hockey League. 47 games played, 19 fights, if it matters. We'll see if it does.
It matters.
1-1 at the end of 1.
The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. 1-1 going into period 2. Bill McCreary is a supervisor of this game, looking at other referees and linesmen. He will be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in November. A part of a class that includes the late Pat Burns as a builder, Mike Modano, Dominic Hasek, Peter Forsberg, and Rob Blake as players. And both coaches had wonderful things to say about Bill McCreary. How he respected coaches and how he was not intimidated by them and would talk to them. Communication being very effective, and some officials afraid to communicate. Bill was not one of those. Lots of Game 7s and Olympics and Stanley Cup finals. And the first stop is made very quickly on a Red Wing shot that came from Franzen by Rask. Red Wings went over 10 minutes without a shot on goal in the first period. Collect one very quickly here. Is it a hand pass? Not until it's touched. Now, inside the glass, Pierre Maguire.
Well, Doc and Eddie were talking about the Bruins and the shot totals for Detroit and Boston. One of the ways of taking the Red Wings speed out of it and dominating on the shot clock, get bodies to the net, get after Jimmy Howard, control the puck, get point shots, but really grind. Look at how hard Boston's working to get bodies to the front of Jimmy Howard. And by doing that, they're dominating puck possession, and they're taking a little bit of the speed quotient out of the Detroit Red Wings lineup.
Well, that will be the approach teams will have to take with Detroit with this renewed speed that they have. The Griffins line is out there. All three of these forwards wound up winning a championship in the American League 2 years ago. This is given up now for the carry right back by Yurko. The drag and the pass right in on goal and had to be stopped by Rask. Carried back up by Krejci again, and he punched it back to the corner and went in search of it. So did DeKeyser. They canceled. Brendan Smith came by. For Yurko, DeKeyser, Sheahan, and on a cross. Off of Smith, taken by Krug. For Lucic, but Krug yet again. Then Krejci, intercepted by Brendan Smith, and offside is called.
Yurko was offside. He was in on that forecheck, but Brendan Smith did a good job there in the middle of the ice to take position and force that turnover, unfortunately, for the Red Wings, who Yurko was offside.
The man is from Mimico, Ontario, also the home of Brendan Shanahan, who, as Minister of Justice in the league, suspended him for 8 games for a preseason head hit on Ben Smith. Isn't there a thought that maybe we're together in this? I mean, same hometown and all? No, it didn't work that way, and it certainly won't when they play Toronto, which will be twice this week. Brendan Shanahan in charge of that team. Here's Kelly feeding one ahead that directed up high and then can be played back in. Away from Chris Kelly and down for an icing. 1:48 gone, second period of play in a 1-1 tie.
Now, one of the guys that's not playing for Boston, Gregory Campbell, so it forced a player like Chris Kelly to maybe play a little bit more in terms of penalty kill minutes, Eddie and Doc, and he takes the center ice position for faceoffs, then he rotates over to the wing. A flexible player. Soderberg will eventually be the center on this line once puck possession is established.
Kronwall tried to feed that one ahead, and it was started back out by Kelly. Former Binghamton Senator gave it on across now for Soderberg and back in deep. Kelly rides his man off, and it can be played back by Eriksson and then to Kronwall. To Eriksson and back ahead. Glendening pivots with this and hands it on now for the finesse through by Anderson and can be played back by Soderberg, sealed up by Drew Miller. Then Paille, challenged by Eriksson. Back further, Seidenberg and 2 Red Wings on him. It's punched ahead now for Paille. Tries again and can't get it by Anderson. They go circle to circle this time, and McQuaid hands it back. 2 players sorely missed by the Bruins last year with long-term injuries, McQuaid and Seidenberg. No icing on that. Eriksson touched it, and it's played all the way back down, and this will be an icing here. The Dew Tour is back with a 2-day event that spans coast to coast from Portland to the Big Apple. The Dew Tour Toyota City Championships this weekend on NBC and NBC-SN.
A little bit of slowdown here. Kevin Pollock's going to go to the timekeeper's bench because Marchand spotted off the icing that Drew Miller went off the ice. Detroit's trying to sneak Henrik Zetterberg on for this face-off, and we'll see how long it lasts, but that's why Kevin Pollock's over there. And Brad Marchand's the one that made the call, so he's paying attention to the game. There's like a playoff intensity on the Bruins bench, and I guess that would speak to the slow start they've had, and it's been led by that man, Claude Julien. And they're saying, nope, they're okay.
So the officials to number 63 in white say nice try, and he is in the shooting hole.
Well, there's Henrik Zetterberg, and he was clearly on the ice.
Yep. That's a save by Howard from the resulting faceoff.
They got it right, though, Eddie, didn't they? That's what you have to do. Just go check, and they check.
Yeah, at their training facility, when they get all the officials together, they have a big purple banner up in gold Gothic that says, "Don't trust the players." And then at the bottom it's written, especially that 63 for Boston. Oh, this is pushed right in on goal, and Rask holds on there. Let's take a look at the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, and not a moment too soon, I might add. We look at Boston's current 3-game losing streak, the longest in 146 games. And only 4 goals in the first 4 games, 5 in 5 now. The fewest goals to start a season since the fall of 1950. And it took 6 games that year. So they have passed that with this. Here's Kronwall with a shot that is blocked down in front. Can be carried back up now by Hamilton. Hamilton for Marchand. And Marchand with a shot that's kicked away by DeKeyser. DeKeyser tried to finesse one on, but in the way was Bergeron. Careened on over to be spiked on back, and Bergeron can play at center. And that one blocked on further for Chara. Chara's pass ricocheted off Bronson. Can be dragged right back ahead by Riley Sheahan. Sheahan turns and backhands one that's into the catching glove of Rask. Rocky Saganuk is 57. Ex-goalie Jerome Mrazek, 63. And Willie O'Ree, happy birthday, number 79 today. There he is in Bruins black and gold. Willie O'Ree, a trailblazer and a continued worker for hockey. Kindle shot deflected wide. Fed back ahead and rolled out by Soderberg. Chased down by Quincy. Quincy turning there, nicely able to play away. Got it on now off of Yurko. Pitched on back Eriksson, given over to Soderberg, and Eriksson's shot was blocked. Kicked on across now and swatted on by Tatar. Brushed by Soderberg. Turned by Eriksson, over for Kelly, and that one wouldn't go. Played on by Quincy. Rattled on around and waiting is Krug to play it on back. Brushed across Soderberg, another shot. Shanked away by Tatar's tight checking. Now it's Kelly. Stood up by Sheahan. Pitched on for Eriksson. Stepping to it is Miller. Punched it right back to the turning Soderberg. Threw one in front that's cut off by Kindle, then played by Kelly. And Miller was not able to stop that one. Rask can and watches as the teams make a change. In this period of the long change, it's Lucic beating it across. Krejci takes it there and pivots. Krejci's pass was blocked and carried back up ice, and here comes Glendening trying to catch him. It's Krug. Glendening in! Oh, what a save made by Rask!
Turnovers are going to happen, but when you turn them over 2 feet inside the blue line, more times than not, it's going to create an offensive opportunity, and Luke Glendening just takes his puck right to the net and is not able to put the puck between the legs of Tuukka Rask on this opportunity.
You won't see Krejci make that mistake very often, Eddie.
Oh, great chance here for Chris Kelly off the nice pass there from Louis Eriksson. He had a chance here, I thought, to just get that puck to the net right away, but he tried to make a finer play there. I mean, that's the skill level and the confidence of a guy like David Krejci. In that area of the ice, certainly a danger area.
Here is Lucic dueling with Eriksson. Down Lucic, still trying to play, given an extra shove. Reaching in Eriksson, jostling with Lucic. Took it right away. Jonathan Eriksson steps ahead and lobs one that is cut by McQuaid. Drew Miller steps ahead with this one. He's got a man on the wing, Anderson, and the shot is blocked up high by Seidenberg.
What a play by Seidenberg on that mini 2-on-1. Adam McQuaid got caught. No forwards backing him up.
Nice soccer play by Seidenberg after two. Krejci able to give it along now. Seth Griffith turning with that, laid it to the back. Seidenberg able to punt it and keep it. But then it is Brendan Smith. 5:50 gone, second period. We are as we began the period, 1 goal apiece. Helm's shot was blocked aside by Seidenberg. Griffith played it on back. In this period, 3 shots for Boston, 3 shots for Detroit. Controlled it out in front, and a backhand is covered by Rask. The try that was coming there. Play halted, middle stages, second period. Nyquist denied, it's still 1-1.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Rivalry, created by Coors Light for you to enjoy. Just like Dennis Seidenberg gobbling up this Drew Miller shot, stepping up, and a good job by David Krejci hustling back to take away the option for Miller, who had to shoot it. Seidenberg doing a real good job there, Eddie, I thought, getting in the lane.
One to the back. Shot is blocked around in front as Franzen was trying to be in the way of Rask. Meanwhile, it's cut and thrown along by Eriksson. Ragged by Hamilton, who has just smeared for his trouble. Gets back up helmetless. Says nothing to Franzen. Meanwhile, it's punched back by Smith. Carried on now by Bergeron. Bergeron, well, a pass back. Oh, and it would not go for Marchand.
What a great opportunity for Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand. And from our Hyundai RoboCam, the backhand pass, the shot, and the opportunity for the Bruins.
You won't make Henrik Zetterberg the great turnover category in that one. That was not good by Zetterberg at all. I mean, he's got to be a whole lot better, and he knows that. Mike Babcock talking to his players on the bench. Let's wake up when we have the puck.
Boy, what a terrific save. Could not tell if that shot was blocked, but the 2-on-1, the turnover, quick transition, and then Bergeron to Marchand, and Jimmy Howard comes up huge.
Ooh, out of play, and it felled one of the assistant coaches at the Bruins bench.
It hit Dougie Hamilton. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Doug Huda.
It got Dougie Huda right on the head. Oh, he's cut bad on the top of the head. He's groggy. He got cut bad, and he's going to need some repairs there. Donnie Del Negro, it's a trainer. He's right there with him. They're going to have to get him off the bench. That ripped his scalp right open. Doug, he was a tough guy when he played, Doc.
Yeah, long-time NHL defenseman.
He was getting some high fives there as he was leaving the bench. Had a little bit of a smirk on his face as well, so good to see that. And we'll get some of that surgical glue planted on the top of his head and be back changing up the defenseman at some point.
Joe Sacco's there now talking to McQuaid and Chara and Hamilton and Seidenberg, so a little quick change for the assistant coaches here.
Eriksson got it to the back. Miller a shot, and it's held by Howard.
Eddie, I know we talk about face-offs all the time as we have a gathering of the clans right there, but it's a team thing. It's not just a sentiment, right, Eddie? And for whatever reason, Detroit's having a tough time on face-offs.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt when the coaches are looking at video and breaking it down, is you can't do anything if your centerman loses the draw completely. But sometimes when you're having a tough time, you got to go in there and just try to tie up and tell the guys that you're playing with to come up and pick up the garbage. So it is a team stat. I mean, it's individuals that have the numbers, but there's no doubt that the coaches evaluate a lot of it on the team aspect of it.
A Craftsman power play will be starting. Out of that scrum, Soderberg sits. And a power play for Detroit in a 1-1 second period game. So Riley Sheahan will try to win it away from Patrice Bergeron. Does not, and it's cleared.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. Great help there from Marchand to McQuaid to be able to clear the puck all the way down.
Bang on, Eddie.
Yurko and Nestrasil are among those out there. Finessed on back by Tatar. Gathered in and worked by DeKeyser. Bumped off by Chara. And the Detroit bench is unhappy about there being no penalty there. It is cleared back down. Here is DeKeyser. And DeKeyser weaves his way and drops it off. Carried right back again and dropped off further for with speed Tatar. Back across to Sheahan. And Sheahan punched it around behind. Nestrasil able to catch up to it and lift it back. Chara had it pumped away. Whacked at and cleared on out again by Gagne. So now DeKeyser as the power play reaches the halfway point. Double the shots for the Bruins, 18-9. In the period, 5 for Detroit and 5 for Boston. Brought back ahead by DeKeyser and handed on. Nyquist able to bring it on, able to pitch it through. And it is cleared just that quickly back down again by Eriksson.
Mike Babcock won't be happy with this Detroit power play because they spent so much time working on entries. And their entries haven't been good here in the second period when they've had a chance to have it.
Nyquist able to bring it ahead, and Nyquist fed a pass over. Zetterberg flipped it across. Bronson caught up to it there. Checked off by Kelly.
Zetterberg had a chance to maybe take that puck to the net, create a scoring chance for himself. Agreed.
Eriksson fed it along, and it's cleared. It is one of the repetitive phrases, Eddie. I don't know why it happens that they see that opening and don't take it, but it happens a lot, doesn't it?
It's much easier from up top here. There's no doubt they're standing behind the bench.
The pass was too far, but accomplishes as Soderberg moves in. Fed one across that ricocheted off the defense and hopped wide of Howard in the cage. Now Chara waits. Shot one that was cut across off of Bronson and laid back out again for Glendening. He steps ahead, is hit by Hamilton, and then it's Chara. Eriksson punched one ahead, gotten there by Hamilton. Hands it over to the big man with the black eye, Chara. Friendly fire in practice from Lucic. Back deep, it's paddled away by Howard. Swept back around again for a play to be made by Quincy. On out for Drew Miller. Miller caught up to it, nudged it along, and it's quickly whipped back in by Anderson and slowed down by Raps. Nearing the halfway point of regulation time. Game 3 of the year for Detroit. And it is game 5 of the year for Boston. A shot by Bergeron is deflected up out of play.
Now, you always tell your young players, be aware of the time on the clock. Dougie Hamilton, he knows that Soderberg's coming out of the box. Look at that stretch pass of Soderberg leading to a quality scoring opportunity for the Bruins.
I'm going to go back to that face-off play. Talk about getting the help and why numbers are good in a lot of situations. Watch where this puck ends up. I mean, it's just one of those areas where you need to get some help. Marchand not only gets the puck, but also blocks out and allows Adam McQuaid a right-handed shot to clear it down all the way. So there's one of those 50-50 pucks are there. The Bruins win it and send it down.
Patrice Bergeron about to take this is 65% in the first 4 games in faceoffs. 37 in white is just marvelous when it comes to this. 58, 56, 59, 62% the last 4 years. And out of this, a shot comes in on Howard.
Another face-off win.
And Eddie, this is exactly what you're talking about. But where's the help for the center iceman in this situation for Riley Sheahan? Marchand gets to that puck. Somebody's got to be on him. Nicholas Kronwall's got to be harder on him. He's not on him. He releases him.
Twisting with this is Riley Smith. Jammed one that was blocked away by the fallen Bruin at the front, Marchand. And then can be played on by Tatar. Helped along now for the carry back, and a quick shot that went wide from Yurko.
Good hands there by Yurko.
Tipped it on through. Miller turning with that one. Gave it up, though, to Tatar. Shakes it onto the back. Handled there by Kronwall to Eriksson, and the shot is held on the shoulder by Rask and play is stopped. 9:50 to go, second period of play. Score unchanged here. Both teams have won.
Here with a playoff atmosphere type game, how do you think the players are reacting?
Oh, we had a real good first period, and obviously they've adjusted a little bit, come out better in the second, but this is the best hockey we've played so far this year, so we're going to take it right now.
Coach, how do you explain your face-off dominance through the first part of the game?
Well, it's all about focus. I mean, our guys, when they set their minds to it, they're really good at it, so we got to stick with it.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Doug Huda is back at the bench, a game trooper. And Pierre will undoubtedly have a closer look than any of us and even our cameras will at the work that had to be done.
I think they went sutures, not surgical glue, but I was with Eddie. Surgical glue closes it up quicker.
Jammed on further and away from the glove reach of Seidenberg. He'll chase it down. Through Eriksson, sent on back, and turning with it is Jurko. Jurko fed it, and Tatar with a shot, and the rebound! Jammed at, but it hit the side of the net on the rebound, but a good play by Rask at the start. And some real artistry between 21 and 26. Here's Sheahan, a shot that went wide. Bounces on back now, and it's pitched on by Kindle. Around behind to be taken by Sheahan. Taken right away by Soderberg, who's had a strong game for Boston tonight. Handed on now for McQuaid. Adam McQuaid marches right ahead with it, led it on to Soderberg, and Soderberg pivots. Reinforcements from the bench. Handed across now to Chara. His shot, wobble boarded away by Howard, and taken by Glendening. The University of Michigan product threw one up high, off the glass and out of play. On the deflection, there'll be no penalty.
Well, some quick passing plays. As you mentioned, Doc, Jurko to Tatar. Tuukka Rask looked like he was just a little bit off balance as he was coming back to his net and moving one way and then the puck coming back the other way.
Oh, my. That's old-time hockey there, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's the old school sutures. Dougie Huda was originally, I think, drafted by the Detroit Red Wings and spent a lot of time playing in Adirondack before he found homes in Hartford on Long Island and eventually Los Angeles.
Nyquist tried to finesse it across. It is shut down by Paille on the bounce, but back-checked right away by Nyquist. Handed on for the play to be made by Helm. Helm pivots, rifled it onto the back, settled down there by Kronwall. Nestrashil tried to play it further, but it came back up to Paille.
Good hit there by Miller.
8 1/4 to go here in the second period. Ryan Spooner to the outside. Watched there and worked over pretty feverishly by DeKeyser, who wheels right back into the fray. Cleared around now for Chara. Chara twisted a backhander that's sent further by Spooner, trying to pull free as Gagne, and he does. And then Spooner again. DeKeyser on the defense there and reaching in with Brendan Smith, but now DeKeyser is able to walk away with it. Western Michigan product brought it on further from the red line in, and a shift change for him. A shift change going on for Boston. It kicked around now for Krug. Rattled it on further away from the reach of Eriksson and down for an icing. Claude Julien says this is the best they've played. This is game number 5, coming off last year and the President's Trophy. Then a shocking loss in the 7th game to Montreal. Jerome McGinley signed with Colorado over the summer, a departure. Another departure, Johnny Boychuk, traded to the New York Islanders. And now the start that was not good. After an opening night 1-goal win over Philadelphia, 3 losses. Doesn't happen often to this batch of Bruins, that's for sure. As working as Glendening, it's taken along and a little nut pass was slowed enough that Lucic could play. And Lucic played it out as far as center.
And let's not forget the character of a guy like Sean Thornton as well. Big hit there by Lucic on Drew Miller.
Carried ahead by Krug and shot one that went wide, struck the back of the cage. Lucic there, hit by Kronwall. Whipped onto the back, just arriving with McQuaid. Got it onto Chara. Flipped one that's gloved down and taken by Krejci. Krejci to the back, held there by McQuaid. Hurried a shot, but it was muffed and can be carried back up by Anderson. McQuaid is tied up. And they are still locked up, eventually getting to his feet Glendening after he'd been tangled with McQuaid. Back in it comes for Marchand. Marchand turning. Walled there, but taking it is Bergeron. Jam one, and Brett Smith scores! Riley Smith, and the Bruins lead it 2-1.
Well, pretty simple play here. Adam McQuaid gets this puck in deep, win a foot race, support below the goal line, and then Patrice Bergeron just takes this puck to the front of the net. He's trying to wrap it around himself, and it goes right to Riley Smith.
And that's a matchup Detroit's had all game long against Bergeron, Smith, and Marchand. The Swedish five, there was Glendening, one of the only guys not on there originally to start the game.
The man talked to Pierre during the pregame moments, talked about what needed to be done in the game tonight. And he has helped break a tie and put his team ahead here on the road 2-1. Twisted on back for Bergeron to nudge ahead. Brendan Smith connects on. Franzen with it there. Swatted at by Zetterberg. 5 players going for it in front of the scorer's table. Brendan Smith had it taken away by Marchand. Marchand wanted to center, and it kicked loose and wide of the cage. Thrown off by Soderberg. Gotten by Dougie Hamilton. Crisply over to Char in the shot. And that turned aside by Howard as waving his stick was Marchand. Scaled up high, and Chara will take that. Bergeron and Marchand, the assists on the goal by Riley Smith. Elapsed time at 13:31. Shot 23 of the game for the Bruins. Pushed on across for Soderberg. Lob for Kelly, who got there. Backhanded in for Soderberg again. Ripped on along, and Miller arrived. Soderberg lifts it further. Kindle turns there away from Louis Eriksson. Gets a little pass to Sheahan, and Sheahan can fly it on out. Quickly turned back by Krug for Kelly. Kelly's shot directed away by Kindle. Around behind, it can be taken by Sheahan, and they'll try it again the other way. Little pass on for Yurko, but taken right away and thrown back on by Kevin Miller, and back in deep. Miller, the man from Los Angeles, California, 86 in white. Kindle takes over here in the last 4 3/4 minutes of the second. More changes for Detroit. Now it moves in the possession of Kindle, given on over to Nyquist, trying to weave his way through the quagmire of center, floated back up the wing, and a big drive by Nestrashil. Stopped by Raskin, right back for Nestrashil again. Around behind, it can be played by Seidenberg. German-born defenseman floated one ahead that's knifed down by Spooner and carried back ahead by Gagne. Former Canadian Olympian put it into the glove of Howard. 4:08 to go, second period of play. The Bruins happy with this lead of 1 goal. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. Next week on Wednesday Night Rivalry, the brotherly love will be put on hold as the Flyers leave Philly and head to Pittsburgh to take on in-state rivals, the Penguins. Flyers-Penguins coverage begins at 7 Eastern on NBCSN. Wednesday Night Rivalry, the night you love to hate. And after the first intermission discussion about fighting, we will reaffirm, as the shot by Lucic is stopped by Howard, that foul is illegal. Shoveled ahead and trying to reach it is Glendening, moving on in, and he able to punch it along before he was rubbed out by Miller. Krug tried to play it ahead, jabbed on further for Krejci, read and steered back by Anderson, but then it is Krug. It has happened years ago in hockey, and at one time in the old Central League, fighters would braid adhesive tape around their hands because I guess it would cut a little better. But that was the different era that has long ago passed with Eisenhower. Offensive zone face-off for the Red Wings here, and they bring out Zetterberg to work with Abdelkader again on the right side and Franzen on the left. So Nyquist off that unit, and you may have noticed him being off earlier in the period.
Nudged to the back now and played by Brendan Smith. That went through Franzen, followed up and pushed along by Krug, but read by Franzen and carried on. Franzen pivoting, trying to get a pass or a shot away. This time he just holds and is ridden off and bumped, but he got a pass out that was knocked loose and sort of haphazardly by Griffith, but now along comes Lucic with Griffith trying to pull his way through from Franzen. No luck there. Brendan Smith booms in with Bergeron, and it's nudged ahead now for the carry ahead. There'll be a penalty coming up, and it will be against Boston.
It's on Lucic behind the play.
Howard is off. The net is empty. 6 attackers they'll go with on the delayed call with 2:50 to go here in the second. Kaiser's pass was flagged enough by Marchand that the penalty can now be called.
Well, the Bruins looked like they had something going here, but Franzen did a good job of catching up to Seth Griffith. The hit by Bergeron on Smith, and then there you see the reach from Milan Lucic on Danny DeKeyser.
He was furious on that call. He was letting the referees have it.
Our play is sponsored by Las Vegas. In case you're curious, entering tonight, there have been 47 games played in the NHL and 6 embellishment minors. Nobody with 2. One guy on Boston who is out there right now has 1. There can be fines. Well, it won't be bailed. The guy is number 63. None of the Red Wings have them yet. Most of the players in the league don't. But there is new enforcement. And so that flashing sign that has to deal with speeds in suburbs, similar the flashing warning sign about embellishing. And I think the Bruins were hoping the Red Wings would be caught for one of those just now. Played back along now, and it's played by Tatar along to Sheahan. Yurko is out there as well, and it comes to him. A drive by DeKeyser is blocked right back, and painfully so by Bergeron.
Yeah, that caught him on the inside of the foot. He's going right to the bench. Left foot.
Sheahan trying to find his way free. Laid it back up the boards, and it's collared by Tatar. Tatar drifting and got it to DeKeyser. Michigan-born defenseman flipped one that was tipped aside. Read there by Tatar. Tatar trying to battle his way through. Up for grabs a couple of times. Moving along, a little feed that came across from Nestershil. Now without his helmet. Now on Tatar. Nice toe drag and tried to finesse his way through. The block is a good one by McQuaid. And the keep is a good one by DeKeyser. Then Yurko. Holding, shooting one that is blocked aside by Chara. Waltzes into the corner and is able to pitch it along. Taken by Helm. Could not get through. Marchand brings it back ahead. Marchand caught by Helm. And that'll take care of more of the penalty-killing time. Solid job by Marchand and a shorthanded roll there for the Bruins.
And Bergeron's made his way in behind the Bruins bench to the locker room after that shot block.
It's a scary one. Played back along now by Nyquist and back up the boards to be taken by Zetterberg to Kronwall. Back to Zetterberg again. At the front of the net is Helm. Work to the outside now for Nyquist. Nyquist drifts further. What'll he do? Nyquist got it back. Kronwall a shot. And that one blocked down and carried out in a 2-on-1. Louis Eriksson moving back up. He's got Krejci with him. Fed it on a cross, and it was tipped just enough by the defense that it hopped off of Krejci and is carried back up by Zetterberg. Zetterberg moves in, an offside called with 39.9 to go. Penalty box empty, and the Bruins still in the lead 2-1.
Oh, we talked about Patrice Bergeron getting in that shooting lane, and then it goes off the left inside of the left skate. And then that 2-on-1 after another shot block. David Krejci. You like to tell young hockey players, you got to move the puck right away, right now. You can't wait till you get to the top of the circle there. Kind of got no angle for Eriksson to get that puck to David Krejci. Move it right away.
Here's a nice play by Soderberg. Shut off by Jimmy Howard. Back up the boards it comes for Anderson. Flipped one that is kept alive by Hamilton. Brought back on by Gagne. Gagne tried to jam one in front, and it floated off of Howard and is blocked wide by him. Can be played on and out now by Drew Miller. And back down and no icing with 10 left in the period. Dougie Hamilton rolled one along. Battled for by Quincy. Played on by Helm. Carried by Quincy with time for one. Handled by Rask. 40 minutes played.
Another quality chance for the Bruins in on the forecheck. Paille to Soderberg, had Gagne wide open to the far side. If Soderberg gets his head up, he's got Gagne for a back door, but a real good forecheck there from Danny Paille to start that play.
Liam, Mike, and Keith coming up on the Discover Card intermission report. The Bruins finally get to Jimmy Howard. The Flames are heating up in Chicago. In that period, 11 shots Boston, 8 shots Detroit. Just 1 goal, the tiebreaker, by Riley Smith from Bergeron and Marchand to make this 2-1. The Bruins lead at the end of 2. NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by the Discover It Card. It's a game changer. And by Honda, official vehicle of the National Hockey League. That's perfect, wearing Red Wings shirts and eating pizza, that both of which are endorsed by the Ilitch family here in Detroit. It's Little Caesars and the Red Wings, and they've got the moves, don't they?
Pizza music, nothing better to hockey game.
No, that's for sure. What about Detroit going into the third period? They're down by 1 here.
Well, I thought they were better at times in that second period, Doc. They had good support offensively. They were able to exit their zone. But then the Bruins kind of started to take over as well. 1 downer for the Red Wings, 3 power plays. Not a shot on goal yet on a power play, so if they can get an opportunity on the power play, might end up making a difference in this hockey game. But I think they still can go to another level offensively with only 12 shots on goal through 2 periods.
And some very good news for the Bruins in that the opening faceoff for this third period will be taken by number 37. He has won a dozen and lost 5.
You think Mike Babcock doesn't know the value of Patrice Bergeron from what Bergeron did at the Sochi Olympics? He was spectacular there. Played in every forward position, penalty killing, power play.
Bolshoi Arena is where he was one of the many stars as they tend to the ice here.
It looked like one of Jonesy's sticks.
Bolshoi was the home of the gold medal game, and 1 month ago today it became the official home of the Sochi Panthers in the KHL, who won their opening game there over Ekaterinburg Automobilist. Seems like I like Florida Panthers a little better. It's a little quicker, Buffalo Sabres. But anyway, the final score was 6-3. And those 2 men both got gold medal rings. Flashy rings for being a part of Canada's gold medal effort.
Doc, isn't Pavel Bure the general manager down in Sochi?
He is. They were initially going to be called the Dolphins, and for some remarkable reason, though you and I didn't see any Panthers there, they changed them to the Panthers.
Yes. Well, Pavel played for the Panthers for a little while.
Might have gotten a deal on the uniforms. That's just being a smart manager. It is Hamilton to get this thing started off from the second face-off. Chara threw it in.
So you're saying he has a budget?
Yeah. Yes, I think they probably do. Abdelkader pushed this one back in and went to get it after him as Chara. Bergeron arrived first, though. Zetterberg reaching in, and it kicked on back. Eriksson with a shot. Oh, and deflected wide, and then is pushed away from Zetterberg and punched back out again away from Bergeron. So now Kronwall turning it back on to Henrik Zetterberg, captain of the team, drifts now and puts on the brakes. Feather to pass. Abdelkader behind. More battling. It's pushed by Chara, taken by Brendan Smith. Jammed to the front, and that one is deflected away and can be collared by Lucic. All the way down on Howard, who covers, and a little extra between Brendan Smith and Marchand. Inside the glass, here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Well, Doc and Eddie were talking about the Detroit Red Wings. One of the ways they're going to get back into this game, even though they're only down a goal, they got to get their speed engaged. Thomas Jurko, Thomas Tatar, nice area pass from the first period. Stretch pass to Johan Franzen, creating opportunities off the rush. This is what they have to do. Luke Glendening, nice defensive play against David Krejci in the second period. They've got to get their speed engaged and put some duress on the Boston defense.
Off of this scrum, it is pushed on through and can be taken back out by Anderson. Rifled one off the shoulder of Seidenberg back to Rask, and it's handed quickly over near McQuaid. Seth Griffith pushed it off the stick of Lucic, and so back to play it. Brendan Smith.
Hunted down by Lucic, has to hurry with a pass. Turned over from Griffiths on across the Krejci pass, and a sliding block.
He was looking for Lucic over on that weak side.
Here comes Anderson moving in. There's going to be a penalty again, right around in front. Oh, and a great save made by Rask, as driving to the net was Glendening.
We just talked about engaging the speed, and here's an example of some speed. Force a turnover and then counterattack with speed. Drew Miller strong in the puck, moves it up, and attack with speed. Eventually Glendening's going to take this relay from Joakim Anderson, and Tuukka Rask, big as a house.
Oh, a great pickup by Glendening. Off the right skate to the stick, and just not able to throw those hands up towards the crossbar. I think the puck might have been on edge and prevented Glendening from putting it upstairs, and here's that opportunity. The fourth one of the night for the Red Wings on the power play.
Eddie, the most important thing now, Riley Sheahan, don't lose the draw clean.
It is Chara, but it is gloved down and kept by Kronwall across. Yurko a shot, and that got the glass. Tumbling down is Chara. Fed back around, and Yurko is there. Yurko fed one to the front that's blocked away by Chara, and then pushed back down again by Eriksson.
Chara's furious at himself after that faceoff when he didn't clear the puck out of the zone.
Yeah, nice faceoff win there from Chris Kelly.
Boy, he's useful.
Yurko glides ahead. Watched by Chara. Backhanded one that went off Rask and is thrown along by Eriksson. Coming across, though, to Kaiser. Played it on back. And around is Tatar. Looks, he had the goalie down, but just was doggedly worked on by the Bruins defenders. Handed on back now to Yurko. Shooting off the pipe. And it sails out of play. Unlike prior years, the faceoff will remain in the Bruins' end.
When you talk about the skill level of Thomas Tatar, watch him knock this puck out of midair. Takes it. Wait. Great job there by Kevin Miller, getting some help from Louis Eriksson to deny the chance from Tatar. The Red Wings set it up. And as you mentioned, Doc, off the pipe in behind Tuukka Rask. The face-off to the right of the Boston goaltender.
Zetterberg, Helm, and Franzen up front. Kronwall in back along with Nyquist. It's handed by Kronwall to Zetterberg. Behind for Helm. Quickly out in front. Oh, and Nyquist, the shot that's shut off. Rebound is scooped up and started back out by Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton across now to Bergeron. And Bergeron, the shot that is deflected off the glass by Kronwall. Nyquist rushes back out again. Picks up Zetterberg. Gaining the zone and looking. Drifting at the front is Franzen. Played to Helm. Then to Nyquist. Led to the back and walked on across now by Kronwall. Handed over to Nyquist. And a shot. He scores!
There's lots to watch here, but you wonder how somebody gets so much room. Watch what ends up happening right here in front of the net. Dougie Hamilton pushes the Red Wing player in front of net, Johan Franzen, and then it takes out Dennis Seidenberg, and that allows Gustav Nyquist to walk into all this open ice.
And you know the other thing, Eddie, that Nyquist did so well, he came up and provided a good outlet pass so he could create that time and space.
Both goals to that same far side on Tuukka Rask. Tatar and then Nyquist on the power play. But all it takes is a little bit of room. And Claude Julien not happy still with the call earlier on Adam McQuaid. Well, when the ice is there, you got to take it. To Pierre's point, Nyquist, look out.
Oh, man.
Dougie Huda ducking down pretty quick there behind the bench. He's already taken one off the head.
Well, Brendan Smith shot it. To his credit, he said, I'm really sorry, fellas. Brendan Smith came right over. His brother Riley plays for the Bruins, and he said, I'm sorry, my bad.
Hate to think any player would be doing that on purpose.
No, at least
a good pickup by Pierre. But again, understanding where that ice is and what's open, and Nyquist took it and fired it right by Tuukka Rask.
Game number 100 for Gus, and that is his third goal in his third game. A goal a game for this guy. Game number 3 for the Red Wings, and they are back to a tie again. Twice they've trailed.
Twice they've gotten even. Griffith back in deep. Brendan Smith away from Lucic, and they canceled. Flipped right back along by Quincy. Tangled up in skates for the moment. Fed on to McQuaid. McQuaid drifting and watching him every inch of the way was Glendening. Around behind it goes, back for Seth Griffith again. Tries for Lucic.
Sorry, Doc. The lane was there for McQuaid to shoot the puck, but once he did, and Glendening did a good job of getting in front.
The decision has to be made so quickly.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Your head's got to be up, and when it's there, you got to take it. It closes off too quickly now.
Seidenberg with a shot and a dancing move, and then he forced it wide. But here is Louis Eriksson getting it on, and a quick shot. That decision was made fast. Kicked along by Eriksson, played by Kronwall, given up to Kelly, to the back Hamilton, and that one went wide. Pitched along by Seidenberg on the backhand. Flexed away by Eriksson and taken by Kronwall again. Can't get along with it. Turned over to Soderberg, and that one blocked away. Eriksson got in the way of that. Nyquist able to spin back and float one off the glass. Taken along by Eriksson. Stepping to it, Kelly. Given to the back for Hamilton, then to Kelly again. Fed one, and the turning shot by Soderberg, and again a quick decision, was blocked. Swept away by Nyquist, tries to get there, and Nyquist trying to fight his way by, but there'll be a penalty coming up to Detroit.
It's going to be Nyquist for holding on to Dougie Hamilton.
The touch control by Detroit, 4 straight minors on Boston, and now the minor penalty to Detroit.
Hard work and shit for Gustav Nyquist, but in his pursuit of the puck, he holds on to Dougie Hamilton. So far, so good, and then right there, wraps around, and that's an easy call.
Yeah, the free hand of Nyquist.
Young official TJ Luxmore makes the call. Worked 2 games last year in the National Hockey League. Young guy out of Timmins, Ontario.
That would be the Mahovlich's town, right?
Way up north, yes, sir.
Well, here's Krejci on this power play, the second one of the night for the Bruins. On the draw with Glendening, and the shot floated wide off of Griffith, jammed along by Lucic. Stepping to it, Krejci. Rattled it around for Chara, who will control the area near the front. His stick broken when he went into the boards and glass a moment ago. He's got to go to the bench the long stretch there to get back into the offensive zone for his team. Meanwhile, the Bruins are able to hold it. Krug with a shot. Save! Howard! Rebound! He's bumped off, and then it's thrown away to the corner. Jammed along by Glendening to the safety of center. Carried back up by Griffith. Griffith sent it to the back. Here's Krug with it. Fires! And that was blocked in front and then cleared. Who wore that one? Kronwall?
Hard
Could
to
not
say,
tell.
It was hard to tell from here.
There were a couple of guys in the lane. Krejci able to finesse one on that can be lugged ahead by Bergeron. And Bergeron tucked the pass across Eriksson. Pitched it on through Soderberg, who tapped it behind. And around it curls near Krejci. Krejci back on now to Krug. Back to Krejci once more. Sends it across for Eriksson. Soderberg again, pulling the trigger. Bergeron blocked though by Anderson. Onto the back it comes. A pass across from Soderberg is rescued now and held by Krug. Torrey Krug marches in through one, through the crease wide. Krejci yet again, 32 to go. All Bruins attack on this power play. Krejci a shot, that one blocked away by Kronwall. Thrown by Krug. Loose puck, Soderberg looks for an opening shot, one right into the breadbasket of Howard.
He's a story tonight, Jimmy Howard. That's a 27th shot on the Detroit Red Wings goal. It's not just a save, it's the rebound control. There's no second chance opportunities. Tired defenders. Torrey Krug throws it out front. Jonathan Eriksson weighing down, playing against Louis Eriksson. You see Abdelkader go down, but this is the key. No rebound. None.
Good movement by the Bruins on this power play. There's that opportunity. Scramble mode for Jimmy Howard. Chara in front. Bruins have tried a lot of those plays from up top. They really haven't tried to play below the goal line towards the net besides that last opportunity coming through the crease for Soderberg.
2 seconds and 1. It is Marchand. Blocked by Helm. And Helm with a little more space and gains even more by passing then to Kaiser. So the penalty box empty. The scoreboard shows 2-2. 12 3/4 minutes to go here in the third period. 2 shots for the Bruins this period, 4 shots for Detroit.
Nyquist back on the line with Franzen and Zetterberg.
Pretty good thump there. Worked along now for Krejci. Krejci to the point. Hamilton a shot shrugged down in front of the net by DeKeyser, and a remarkable save made by the sliding Howard. To the back, and it handcuffed Chara. He recovers and spins away from Franzen. Fire wagon change. Plenty of Red Wings are out there, and they have been caught. 7:45 gone in the third period. Another power play coming up. 2 in a row now to the Bruins.
Welcome back to Detroit. It could have been too many men on the ice, but the penalty ended up being in behind the play when Zdeno Chara ends up getting hooked from Johan Franzen. That was the penalty. Franzen in the box, and that was very similar to the play that Ryan Getzlaf made in the Red Wings last game on Saturday against Niklas Kronwall, and the puck ended up in the back of the net about 3 seconds later.
Well, it is held there by Riley Smith, elevatored over for Hamilton, and then Eriksson with it. Eriksson drifting, and trying to start to the front without possession with Soderberg. They scrap for it again, and it's scaled on along for Hamilton to walk it across and give on to Riley Smith. Fell, but got up and played it, though to Eriksson, and cleared, but a diving play by Hamilton keeps it alive. Brilliance there. Hamilton with a shot. It's deflected wide. Rebound right out in front. Popped up in the air off a defender by Bergeron. Fed to the back. Hamilton a shot. Pad stop made by Howard. Hamilton again. Waits. Hands it on over now for Smith to the back. Eriksson a shot deflected up high by Glendening. And trying to keep it in this time, but failing was Hamilton. Boy, some individual brilliance in a team concept of penalty killing for Detroit and power play for Boston. Carried ahead now by Krejci. Krejci drifts and rockets it back in. Around it swirls over near Kronwall, who was carried off. Close quarters, it's tapped on for Kronwall to get to, and it is cleared back down. Beg your pardon, that was DeKeyser who did that. He comes to the bench now. And Brendan Smith takes his place. Long pass ahead. Turning with it is Chara, trying to fight his way by. Help came from Anderson. They still scrap for possession. Half a minute to go on the power play for the Bruins, trying to break this tie again.
What a second effort by Brendan Smith against Zdeno Chara there in one-on-one coverage.
This is taken by Marchand, tries to filter through Connaught, tries again this time with Lucic, and Lucic gives it to the back, and Krug on across. One-timer by Krejci, blocked away by Howard. Marchand tried to play it on through, got it on to Chara, sent it on around, and waiting for it is Krug, but he could not stop in time, and so must drift back. 2 seconds in one, and we are even again. It is Krug. And then it is Lucic. Big Milan throws it on back, and Krug will take it again. Diminutive defenseman played one, hoping for Gagne, but instead it's Tatar. And then it's Kronwall, no kidding this time, to Tatar, and right back ahead it's Sheahan. Sheahan turning around behind, tried to center one, but the reach of Seidenberg prevailed. That bounced off of Eriksson. Nudge back on, Eriksson flexes, but it's played on to Gagne. One man back, Kronwall, as it's fed on to Paille, and then over to Gagne, blocked by Kronwall on the rebound. He couldn't get much going. Tatar tried to play it through once and twice, and battling him every inch of the way was Paille.
Nice little give and go there with Paille and Gagne.
And it is brought back up now by Sheahan. And Sheahan dropped it back in. First game in a year and a half, and they've let Gagne sort of ease his way into it here. What do you think?
It's been okay. I think it's just a stopgap when you look at the big picture for the Bruins. With Gagne being signed now, there's a big question mark whether or not this should have been icing or not. But I wanted a smart play by Patrice Bergeron. This puck is batted with a hand by Louis Eriksson. If Bergeron touches this puck, the whistle goes. But he knows Eriksson's right on his tail, picks up the puck, play continues. They create a good scoring chance. Great play there from Bergeron.
Last year in the playoffs, Brendan Smith and Zdeno Chara got mixed up in some shenanigans. That is a tremendous play, though, here in the regular season by Brendan Smith against the bigger Zdeno Chara.
6'2" against 6'9". 211 against 255. And this is brought ahead by Paille with an opening. Paille drive, hit the post, posts at either end that have been struck. Under 9 minutes to go, third period. Crowd still buzzing in a 2-2 tie. Carried ahead by Hamilton. Rattled back in, and it hopped on around to be settled down by Marchand. Nice spinorama move. Marchand to the front, and that one is sent wide. Can be played again back to the point. Held there by Hamilton, who's played a lot tonight. Peeling off with it is Marchand. Led on back. Hurried shot by Chara. The deflection attempt to Bergeron fails. Nyquist steps ahead. Flipped it back in and moves in on Chara after. Peeled off there, and then the step into on Chara was by Franzen. This one careened on out, dropping back defensively to Kaiser, and the shot was deflected out of play on the try by Riley Smith. 8:13 to go, third period of play. The net is 4 feet by 6, guarded by Iron.
You were asking about Simon Gagne. There's just a real smart play by eliminating Jakob Kindl, and then here comes Danny Paille. Left wing boards, shoot right, and off the post. But those are the subtle plays as Peter Chiarelli and his staff, the general manager of the Bruins, evaluate Simon Gagne. Those are the type of plays that you watch and you look for, and it's a heads-up play.
Double shifting for Gustav Nyquist. Babcock's got him out here with two different lines.
Kindl is shaken up, still on all fours from a collision.
Yeah, that was Soderberg that hit him. Now the net is off. Didn't look like it was too violent of a play, but the push in the center of the back enough where Kindl drives his right arm into the glass and the boards. He's skating off himself, but doesn't take a whole heck of a lot to be jolted like that, especially when you push in the back of the center of the back and the player falls off balance, and Kindle's going to make his way into the Red Wing locker room.
To be tended to by Pete Van Zandt, who has been here for over 2 decades, dealing with just this kind of problem. Sheahan on the faceoff, given onto the back to Miller. The teams continue to probe here. Bruins with 29 shots, and the 30th is into the catching glove of Jimmy Howard.
This is something else from Jimmy Howard. It's not a routine save because the puck changes direction after Soderberg shoots it. And I don't know, Eddie and Doc, if it's Chris Kelly's stick that gets it or not, but one of the things that Keith Jones and Mike Milbury and Liam talked about in the second intermission, Bruins get people in front of the net. That thing changes. That's Kelly's stick, and Jimmy Howard shuts it down. It might have gone wide. No second chance opportunities. His rebound control's been really good.
He'll try to win this faceoff. He being Soderberg again. Ball start. Popped on for Kronwall to feed to Eriksson. Played ahead near Helm, but he couldn't reach, and so it's driven wide, and Kronwall can start it again. Deflected back out by Nestrashil. False try there for Krug. Has to get some help, which he does from Soderberg. Now he retreats again to play it across to Miller. Miller couldn't play it through. Nestrashil in the way, but now Louis Eriksson of Boston flips it back in. Jonathan Eriksson of Detroit takes it from his goalie, Jimmy Howard. 7:10 to go, third period. There will be a next goal. Perhaps in regulation, or in the 5-minute sudden death overtime, or in a shootout. Angled back for the chop along by McQuaid. And going back is Kronwall. Rattled it on around for Eriksson. Shouldered by Lucic. Puck played right back ahead in Glendening. Put it back in off the back of the cage. Taken by Miller. Tried to center, but blocked off by Rask. And then twisted along by Seidenberg to McQuaid. Tries to play it a second time. In the way is Drew Miller. Taken along by Griffith. Red Wing possession again. Both teams are good defensively and have taken this opportunity in the last 5 to 10 minutes or so to be good defensively. Thrown across by Seidenberg. Carried back up again by Riley Smith. Bergeron moving back in. Abdelkader there. Abdelkader turns, but into Bergeron, trying to one-hand it along. Guides it up the boards, but it's reached by Zetterberg. pulls it and leads it ahead for Franzen. Bounce near Chara. A bunch of the talented players on these two teams are out there right now. This one fed across for the play back in by Hamilton. That is retrieved by Kronwall. He and Zetterberg and Franzen are among them out there right now. Quincy is just coming to the bench. Abdelkader as well for Detroit. Chara turning there along with Dougie Hamilton on defense for Boston. Puck squirted on now for Zetterberg. Forehander is blocked aside by Rask. Taken by Abdelkader. Hurried one in front that's brushed aside and turned back out again by Soderberg. Re-grabbed by Kronwall as we get to the last 5:20 of regulation. Quincy with the pass, handed on back for the carry by Kronwall. Carefully played to Quincy, then a long pass Sheahan, and retrieved by Miller. Right back up the boards, Louis Eriksson couldn't get there. Played across by Eriksson of Detroit. This one fed right back across again, and Tatar with a shot that wound up going into the Los Angeles Kings Memorial netting. 2-2, third period. Watch live out-of-market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Visit NHL.com/GCL to learn more. Not as much jostling permitted because of the distance the hash marks at the edge of the circles are from one another. More so from 61 inches out from 36 in prior years. May play a role in this, but the quickness of the draw men will make a difference. Sheahan against Krejci. He won it cleanly on back to DeKeyser. Hurried shot by Brendan Smith, and he was challenged quickly by Lucic.
Tough play to handle there for Brendan Smith. DeKeyser put it right in his right skate.
Here's Nyquist, shooting save made by Rask. Very quick from a quick shot. Krejci brings it on. Fed it on for Lucic, but it's on the turning stick of Sheahan now. Nudges onto Nyquist, hands to Sheahan. Up the wing, he's got a man in front, Tatar, but that one is brushed aside and played on back now and around for Tatar again. Krejci back to get it. Left it behind, but it's skied off the glass and is taken by Lucic. Back checked away by Nyquist and turned back along to Tatar. Red Wings in the midst of a change. Tatar all alone. Fed it on back to Eriksson. Jonathan Eriksson able to whack it back off the boards and in deep. Krug is there, sidled up to by Abdelkader in a two-a-side move. It's walked away by Krejci, dropped onto Krug, off of Marchand, but out to the safety of center for Boston. Dropped back along and overskated by Zetterberg, floated along by Chara, carried back up by Marchand, and scaled around off Kronwall to the back. Chara shot, and it's carefully held by Howard.
Talk about teammates helping one another. Here's Dennis Seidenberg. Here's Simon Gagne. Gagne doesn't have a stick, right? Well, not for long, because Seidenberg's able to lift up that stick. Gagne grabs it and gets back into the play. So heads-up play there from Dennis Seidenberg helping out Simon Gagne.
And heads-up coaching, because they took Seth Griffiths off that line and put Simon Gagne, the veteran, on that line. Good job by Claude Julien.
It was speculated that he would start at the fourth line, but might move up, just depending on how it went. So Pierre's pointed out that that has happened. Onto the back now, it is held by Kronwall, and he'll watch the clock move and pick up reinforcements from the bench. Zetterberg drifts back, and it is Kronwall able to play it along. Abdelkader brings it further, hands on to Kyle Quincy. Quincy threw one across the net mouth wide. Zetterberg stops it. Tried to play it along, but Chara prevailed. Dumped that one along that can be carried back out by Soderberg. Goes to the Quincy side of the ice and swings one off of Kyle Quincy. Played back along, and it is Zetterberg carried off. Worked on back for a quick shot by Soderberg that is held by Jimmy Howard.
And you've been saying that a lot tonight about Jimmy Howard. That's a 30-second shot he's faced, and again, no rebound opportunity.
Think the goalies are two of the three stars? At least Howard would be one.
Yeah. Eddie, and I think that's the biggest thing, having a chance to visit with Jimmy Howard yesterday. I'm not sure physically if he was 100% last year. He never really talked about it, but this year he's much more in tune with himself and his body. I think he just feels more comfortable being a goalie in the league.
And he really likes his team too. We had a chance to visit with him this morning and just talked about the quickness and the fastness that his team is playing with. And when that happens, usually you're going to spend a lot more time out of your zone.
Close in play, knifed away by Brendan Smith on defense and taken back up by Anderson. Feathered it on through for the carry back by Glendening, and the drop-off there. Yurko slung one, rebound, bounced on back, can be carried out by Krejci with under 2.5 left in regulation.
Gagne back on this line with Krejci and Lucic.
Played back up the boards, Glendening strides to it there and catches up to it at center. He's able to fire it back around behind Rask and can be played back up the boards past McQuaid. Turning with it was Drew Miller, but it came on back for Kronwall. And again, it is Riley Smith of the Bruins to hand it on across. From the circles out, they've been strong when there's been a problem. Howard has been the one who has shut it down more, but Rask has made some strong saves, and the post has come up big twice, one aside. Taken on now by Nyquist, dumped on out near Tatar, brushed on back for the take and the throw back in by Bergeron. It is Kronwall. Got it on to Nyquist. 100 seconds left in regulation. Nyquist nudged it on. Kronwall outlet it. Up the wing, it's Sheahan. Crosses and shot one that was blocked down by Chara. Played back ahead by Kelly, who brings it on. Here's Kelly with a shot that is held by Howard, and play is stopped again.
That's the story of the game. That's the 33rd shot that Jimmy Howard's faced in this game. He's been big as a house through screens. Very aware where the puck is. Not a lot of second and third chance opportunities because of his rebound control. At the top of the crease more often than not. And Jimmy Bedard, the goalie coach, is going to love saves like that where he's square and doesn't give up those rebounds. So all in all, a big-time night for Jimmy Howard out of Ogdensburg, New York, and the University of Maine.
It is chased down at center and swung back in by Hamilton. Jammed in some traffic and poked on back deep to be taken by DeKaiser. DeKaiser threw it off the glass, was nearly smoked out and turned it over, but it can be carried out now by Zetterberg. Red Wings captain flipped it back in and went to get it. Hamilton there first, guides to Chara, quickly ahead now to Lucic. Lucic lent it across and Soderberg brought it back. 55 left in regulation. Brought on by Lucic. Lucic sent it one on, a great save made by Howard, and another remarkable save! Gagne. Hamilton. All of them were in, close in plays, and Howard was remarkable. It is Krejci. Then it's Lucic. Krejci walking on in. Getting a piece of it was Howard again. Shuffled back along for Anderson. Back to Kronwall. It's a tired bunch of Red Wings out there right now. Jonathan Ericsson floated one back down. Will there be an icing? No. They got what they wanted out of that, a shift change with a dozen to go. Flip back on through Brendan Smith. Coming across was DeKaiser. Loose puck jammed at the side of the net and cutting it off the defender, and it's Brendan Smith able to lob one back down, and we will go to an overtime.
Boy, phenomenal goaltending from Jimmy Howard all night long, but really late in this game, Dougie Hamilton with a chance. Simon Gagne with Howard down on his knees, glove up, denies a second chance opportunity. Great play there, great shift from Milan Lucic. Sensational stop right there.
He is American. I guess he could be mayor, but he does have another job. Doing it well tonight. 60 minutes played. He's gotten 33 of 35. We'll be back for the start of overtime right after these messages. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. 3 total shots on the night. 4 have gone in as we head to overtime. Let's look at the 4.
Go back to the first period. David Krejci with a great pass from Chris Kelly. His first of the year, 1-0 lead for the Bruins. And the Red Wings, Thomas Tatar, beautiful shot. Nice play there from Thomas Yurko. 1-1 in the second period. Riley Smith, and then Gustav Nyquist, and playing in his 100th career game, scores his 3rd goal of the season, and it's 2-2.
Long change, Indian Duck.
Long change. They did not put a surface down, just a scrape of the ice with the Zambonis. A dozen games have been tied after 60 out of the 47. 3 were decided in overtime, 9 in shootouts. First overtime game for either. 4 aside, a rugby scrum, and emerging is Lucic to play it back to Chara. Hamilton and Krejci are the other Bruins. Franzen and Zetterberg are working for Detroit. Eriksson and Kronwall in back. Howard Bunsen hoping for Kronwall, but it's Krejci. Krejci to the back. Hamilton tried to filter it on, gets a second chance. Able to drag it further. Franzen watching him. Staggers free from his knees, reached at by Franzen, circles remarkably, still battling, and he's got it. This is Hamilton playing, Krejci taking, handing on now to Chara, who pivots. Handed it to the back, Lucic with it there. That one ricocheted off of Eriksson and kicked on back to center, brushed along by Krejci, handed it away, did Kronwall to Chara. So now back ahead, it's played on by Krug. Carried in by Krejci, then Lucic, then back to Krug, then across to Krejci, looking, beating across, shrugged away by Howard on the shot by Lucic. Played back ahead by Nyquist. Nyquist trying to work in deep and does. He's got an opening, throws one across, and run into with Marchand, and a 3-on-1 brought in by Riley Smith. He's got Krug, and it's blocked off and popped into Howard, and out of all the chaos, Brendan Smith emerges and starts it back the other way. Cut by Marchand. Moves on back for the Bruins. Watched by DeKeyser. He pivots. Marchand with an opening trying to shake free of DeKeyser. Drops a pass. Nyquist got it. Gets some help to bring it ahead. Darren Helm drags it on in. Watched by Krug. Plenty of Bruins back. Red Wings in the midst of a change. Helm able to flip one, then careened on now for the take by Tatar. Then back to Helm. Helm drifting with it now, has Tatar around in front. Circles behind and got a little space. Nudged it on to Tatar, and Tatar trying to swagger free and does on the turn of Soderberg, but the loss to Louis Eriksson. Back to Soderberg, who brings it on. Quincy watching him as Soderberg pivots, gives it on for a shot by Hamilton that's blocked by Howard. Hamilton circling again, rifled it on across. Held by Louis Eriksson there. Gives it on to the back to Seidenberg, and a shot! Turned aside by Howard again. In the overtime half of it's been played. Louis Eriksson dropped it in deep. Soderberg takes it there. Chased off a little bit by Kindle. Soderberg holding, shooting, save Howard. Rebound, tying up his man was Glendening. His man was Hamilton, and play continues. Seidenberg gives on to Dougie Hamilton again. Hamilton dropped it back on, and Lucic got there. He's got a man in front, Krejci, but can't get away from Quincy right now. Lucic nudged it back. Seidenberg there. Rattled it back around, and it's Jonathan Eriksson to play it and get it back yet again from Abdelkader. Tried to return it to him, but it's an errant pass. Gagne kept play alive, and it is brought back along by Lucic, but they say no, it is an offside with 1:52 left in the action part of the game.
Boy, quality chances all the way around. Here a 3-on-1. Riley Smith, instead of taking this shot, tries to make the pass. Real good defensive play there from Danny DeKeyser. And then Milan Lucic doesn't get a lot on that opportunity. Kind of bobbles off his stick. Not much heat on that, but a couple of high-quality chances for the Boston Bruins.
3 forwards for the Bruins in this 4-on-4. Lucic, Krejci, Gagne. Only Chara is a natural defenseman.
2 defensemen, 2 forwards, Zetterberg, Franzen, Kronwall, and Eriksson for Detroit. Gloved around and worked on by Lucic, trying to get free, but right on him was Eriksson. Meanwhile, Lucic played it through Gagne, but back to Chara. Then along for Krejci, who circles. Krejci fed one, but it was where Chara had been, and so down it goes on Rask. 1:20,
separating these two teams, barring a goal from a shootout. Chara walks it on ahead and curls. Right back in, he's watched by Sheahan. Chara fed one in front, lost by Howard, and then he reaches out and grabs and hangs on, and play is stopped.
Boy, Simon Gagne, we're not playing for a year plus, has had a couple of quality chances late in the third period here in overtime. Watch where this puck ends up, right in front. And here comes Simon Gagne right there. Just in a little bit too tight. The big trapper, Jimmy Howard, denies Gagne.
Eddie, you like that, going 3 forwards, 1 defenseman? They're clearly going for the win. They're doing it again right now. I love it too.
Helm and Tatar, De Kaiser, Brendan Smith for Detroit. Riley Smith up front for the Bruins along with Bergeron. Played on through for Bergeron. He's got Marchand there. Marchand threw it in front. No, it would not go. Another try in front, just away from the reach of Marchand. Marchand turning, worming his way along. Gave it onto the back. Couldn't be settled down by Krug until it was at center. And 45 seconds to go in the OT. Brendan Smith brings it on back, gains the zone. Hooked, and a penalty call against the Bruins.
Bergeron's arguing that he dove. Brendan Smith attacking Torrey Krug. Let's see. Bergeron gets his stick parallel to the ice into Brendan Smith, and he says he dove.
Usually when you get hooked around the hands, your legs or feet don't buckle. I think Bergeron's got a point. Certainly a penalty, no question. But easily could have been an embellishment there by Smith.
And isn't that a bit like what happened in Detroit the other night with Anaheim? On the Kronwall-Getzlaf situation that led to the winning goal? Except that time it affected Detroit. Timeout coming. And Mike Babcock was irate after this play. This goes back to Anaheim and Detroit. Watch 15 and White to go to Kronwall, puts a stick on him. Kronwall goes down, and Getzlaf scores a game-winning goal. There was 24 seconds left in the game, and you see Mike Babcock talking to Tom Cal. Tom Cal refereed in the Western Hockey League when Mike Babcock was coaching Spokane in the Western Hockey League. And Doc, he was talking to you and I this morning along with Eddie, and he said something interesting. He said they could have made that so simple. Just call my guy for a dive and Getzlaf for a hook. It would have just cleaned everything up.
Well, first off, Niklas Kronwall is not going to be diving in that particular spot. He lost an edge. It looked like his right skate might have hit the dasher board. I mean, there's a certain time and a place that you're going to try to buy a call or sell a call, whatever you want to call it. But an opportunity here for the Red Wings on the power play. Last goal in this game for the Red Wings on the power play.
Zetterberg to take the draw. Kelly for Boston. Off the tie-up, staggering but playing it prone was Bronson, who gets it back again from Kronwall. Kronwall across, but he cannot arrive in time, and so the Red Wings have to drop back. In the last 28 of the overtime. Handed on now to Zetterberg. Zetterberg hands it off. Bronson could not control. A nice dive by Kelly, and so back to center. They have to work their way in quickly again. Brought back across now and controlled by Schenn. Handed to the back now to Zetterberg. Zetterberg bent, oh, and Bronson with a shot that was shanked wide. On to Kronwall, 6 seconds to go. Walks it on across, got it to Bronson. Bronson, a shot, it's blocked aside by Rask, and that'll do it. A goaltender's duel. Two strong teams battling it out in 65 minutes. And with only about a minute separating us from the end of overtime to the start of the shootout, don't go away.
You mentioned it, Doc. Chris Kelly with a couple of great denials to keep the Red Wings out of the offensive zone. Missed opportunity through the seam, just heals it, never a shot on goal, and with time coming off the clock, as you mentioned, Doc, good blocker save with Riley Sheahan standing right in front of Tuukka Rask. Blocker save.
The only people happy about this, the Montreal Canadiens, who will host the Boston Bruins tomorrow night in their home opener. Canadiens started 4 straight games on the road. They're home and cooled out, probably watching this, and keep it going. Long shootout.
will be Rask to face Nestrashiv. First opportunity in the NHL for Andrei Nestrashiv. Everyone stands. The first attempt. No.
The poke check by Tuukka Rask. Looked like Nestrashiv was going to try to bring that puck back to his backhand, but Rask wasn't buying.
Krejci, a 30% shooter on shootouts, has not faced Jimmy Howard in a shootout before. He scores! 1-0 after the first round, Bruins.
Pretty close to the same move that David Krejci used back in the first period when he had a breakaway. Fake to the backhand, hold, that puck was on edge. Did a great job of keeping it on his stick and put it into the back of the net.
Nyquist in shootouts is 0 for 5. And now 6.
For Gustav Nyquist, he thought he saw something up high on Tuukka Rask, but Rask never went down. He stayed up, probably trying to get Rask to commit down. He doesn't stay down. He's square to the shooter, and Nyquist just missed high and wide.
In a short career, Riley Smith is 2 for 4 in shootouts. Going to work on Jimmy Howard. He scores! And that is it. And the Bruins have gotten their second win of the year. It comes in a shootout.
Boy, Riley Smith comes right in, and that puck was in a shooting position. Quick little stick handle, waiting. Jimmy Howard never has a chance to react. Just a quick little move, quick little shot, catch the goaltender in between before he can get down and take away the angle, and the reaction from the Bruin bench. And the highest pump of the fist from Big Z, Zdeno Chara, and the Bruins win a game where Jimmy Howard was outstanding for the Red Wings in goal.
The Bruins win in a shootout. They will play in Montreal tomorrow. They will hope for cooperation from Customs later on tonight as they enter Canada. Thanks for watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. Our final score in a shootout: the Bruins 3, the Red Wings 2. For Pierre and Eddie, Doc saying so long from Boston. Liam, Mike, and Keith are back with NHL Overtime right after these messages.